Hello and welcome to the Penno Channel. We're back. It's been a long break. Internationals have been going on, but Villa time is back soon, and we look ahead to us facing Fulham this weekend back in the Premier League, and just discuss all things Villa and what's been going on. I'm joined by my bro. How you been enjoying your international break? Now, as the players have the time off, it's the time to look back and how Villa have been doing so far, and take it all in because it has been a mad start to the season.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I kind of enjoy sometimes the breakaway, just a little bit, but I'm happy that we're back now. Happy to come back on here, talk to all you guys as well about Villa. And yeah, remember back into it, Premier League football away at Fulham this weekend. Already excited, man.
Yeah, yeah. It is a nice time to just get away from the football a bit. It was getting a bit hectic at the time, obviously facing Bayern and Man U, and the fixtures before that. There's a lot coming in. There's a lot to take in. Looking back on it now and the start we've had, we've won what, 4 games, drawn 2, and only lost 1 within that time period. We won our game in the League Cup, and we're undefeated in the Champions League. Won both games in the Champions League, so it's a very good start to the season. You could say from Ipswich and Man U, we could have potentially taken all 3 points. I don't think we played well enough in either to say that, but yeah, bro. It's all going to start again. The drama's going to continue. The excitement going into this second part of the season now. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Even though there is another international break, and I'm sorry to dampen it, but there is another one coming up in November. But after that, it's a clean run then. But yeah, there's a number of games before that one comes around. So we'll have a look into it and what's been going on. A number of Villa players were called up, which is no surprise really, because the level we're showing the players that we have available. A number of them were called up in for their senior sides in the international scene, and a number were called up for the under-21s as well. But we'll go and have a look into players that are called up for the international sides. Firstly, Emi Martinez wasn't called up, so that was due to him being suspended for his antics regarding pushing the camera away in Brazil's last game against Colombia. So there was an international call up for Joe Gauci. Ian Matson was called up to the Dutch squad. Pau Torres. Konza unfortunately wasn't for England and he missed out due to Futer injury. Luca Dean was called up for France again. We also had Yuri Tillemans. Amadou Onana missed out for injury, and so did John McGinn for Scotland for injury. But Yuri Tillemans was there. Ollie Watkins got a call up. Jhon Duran getting a call up for Colombia as well. And then obviously Morgan Rogers for the under-21s for England, and Costa Nedeljkovic, can't forget him, he got called up for the Serbian squad. So there's a number of players that got called up for their international sides, and that's a real credit to Villa, to Unai Emery, and to the players for what they've done, because it's so interesting to see so many Villa players being called up for their national sides and watching how they got on for their international teams.
Yeah, facts, bro. I think you were being nice to Emmy when you said push, bro. He dragged his hand back and he slapped that cameraman. That looked like an expensive camera as well. So it must have been funny for Martinez being at Bodymore this whole week. Yeah. Probably interacting with youth players he's never seen before, and that actually getting to know the rest of the squad. Because since he's joined, I don't think he's ever stayed behind. I think he got called up from the jump.
But yeah, he did. He was very quick after he became a Villa player, because you have to remember, Emi Martinez, the first season, he really broke the clean sheet record. I mean, in one season, he equaled it, didn't he? So yeah, he had an outstanding first season. So yeah, he was going to get national attention, and Argentina were looking for that one goalkeeper, and he was the man. And look what he's gone on to do with him. So yeah, bro. Yeah, I imagine he's just been floating around the place, and Emi, he seems like a guy who would like to get involved in certain things, and I'm sure he's been doing that.
Yeah, facts. Speaking probably to our strikers that had the most impact over the international break, probably Watkins for England. I didn't watch either of the games, to be honest, but I saw that he bagged an assist in the second one, and I saw the highlights of it as well, and that was LW Watkins, man, left wing Watkins, touchline Watkins. We ain't seen that player in a while. I mean, sometimes he'd like go over to the other side of the pitch under the Gerrard Dean Smith era and have to like run the channels that way. But under Emery, like he's always central. So that was interesting seeing that he still got that, can drive into the box and cut back. And Jhon Duran, bro, he was suspended for the first game for Colombia. But you think that was going to stop him scoring? Like second game off the bench, and what could have been a simple tap in my opinion, he's put it top corner just to show everyone that he can, and it's a bullet of a finish, bro. So yeah, both our strikers getting either a goal or assist on international break.
Yeah, I watched both the England games and I thought Watkins had a huge impact in both. He pretty much set up the goal for Bellingham against Greece, even though it took a slight touch of Dominic Solanke, but he just changed the way we played and he was an outlet. And especially in the second game against Finland, he was an absolute outlet, holding up the ball well, creating chances, running the channels. He set up, well, he kind of earned the free kick by running into the channel to collect the ball through before it went out of play. And then that led to a free kick being given for a foul, which Trent put away. And then also for Declan Rice's goal as well, that run. And yeah, the instinct just to do the double step over and skip past the defender and cross it in. That was like Ollie of old, man. That was left wing Watkins, Brentford times. And we saw aspects of that at Villa as well. But so yeah, he had a very good international break, and with the massive news of obviously Thomas Tuchel now taking over England, it will be interesting to see Watkins' impact and what he considers regarding Watkins now. Tuchel worked with Harry Kane, last season with Bayern Munich, and Kane had an outstanding season. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he considered Watkins as an outlet, if Watkins gets more game time, because there was a noticeable difference when Watkins was on the pitch and Harry Kane wasn't, and it was for the better of England.
Yeah, I think Kane tweeted already. He's like, can't wait to play again under the bus. I was just like, you sneaky dude.
Teacher's pet, man. Absolute teacher's
guy. Like,
pet.
That was a tactical tweet, that was, bro, from either his team or whatever, just to, put that pressure on Tuchel already. It's just like, you better not be thinking about taking me out the side, no matter how much I've stunk up the gaff in the last year. So, yeah, I've seen that from Kane's team. But hopefully he messes with Watkins, man. Hopefully he rates Watkins. Like, Watkins is known in Europe now. Like, managers probably wish they had a striker like Watkins who tactically understands their game and he's going to work hard. He's going to give everything in training as well. Like we've heard Emery talk about Watkins in training, like he's relentless. You have to tell him to stop sometimes. So yeah, Watkins isn't any guy. Like managers will know, and I think he'll get the respect of Tuchel straight away, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he will as well, and I think he will lead to him getting more game time, because Tuchel as a tactician, he'll want to change games. Whether it be at Watkins starting or coming off the bench, he'll look at games and he won't be afraid to change it. Where we may have, I think I have that opinion, and many others of Gareth Southgate, where he was in fact afraid to do so and change the lineup in certain games and scenarios. Thomas Tuchel won't be. So I think that's for the betterment of Ollie. As long as he continues to perform for Villa, I think he's England chances and guarantee for minutes on the pitch will only increase. So yeah. That's Ollie and how he's got on with England. But yeah, Jhon Duran, I mean, the guy just oozes charisma, man. I don't know if have you seen his interview with Luis Diaz and the reporter at the end of the game?
Now, what happened?
So like Luis Diaz is doing like a man of the match interview because he's got man of the match, and Duran just sneaks behind him, like he's smiling at the camera, and then he basically says to the interviewer that this should be my award. I've come on the pitch and I've scored. And I deserve this award, just like barefaced, no problems. He doesn't care. He's got James Rodriguez doing his celebration. He's now got like a celebration which I'd consider he's owed, and a lot of people will know what that is now. That the shrug of the shoulders, the hands out, and the one with the stopping and
the head nod,
and the head nod. I think that's like he's got the trademark now.
He's got the rock bottom and he's got the people's elbow, bro. Like he's a mad. Like what can this guy not do? And hopefully both will be iconic by the end of the season, man.
Yeah, so he's just catching the world at the minute. I think of players who have had breakout seasons in terms of not just goal scoring and ability wise, but in terms of global recognition. I think Jhon Duran's right up there because he's becoming a world star right now. And
it's him and Cole Palmer right now for me. Faces of football right now in terms of like exposure. Headlines, narratives, it's him and Cole Palmer.
Yeah, facts. And with that in mind as well, he'll be coming back full of confidence again. He doesn't lack any anyway, but he'll be coming back full of confidence and ready to kick on with Villa, which is outstanding. Few things about that game. That kit is banging. That Colombia kit. I may have to look into getting that. I don't know if you saw it.
To be fair, boy, you could pass for Colombian yourself,
bro. I think there's a bit in the bloodline, potentially. But yeah, the kit's so nice, and that is one I'm potentially looking to cop in. And also regarding that as well, I saw his Insta post today, and guess the footballer that also had a photo within the Insta post.
Zlatan.
That guy is just he is trying to become Zlatan Mark II, and I think he can become that. And in terms of ability, Zlatan had all the ability in the world, and he was an unreal striker. But I think if Jhon Duran's aiming to be that level of player, I think he has the potential to do so. It's just about execution now.
All I'm saying is I'm glad AC Milan are broke. Because if they put in any type of serious offer, bro, Duran will be gone to spend time with Zlatan.
Bro, to be fair, Zlatan's he's currently on the board, isn't he? I was going to say, if he was trying to follow the clubs that Zlatan's played for, I mean, there's a whole host of clubs around Europe that he's played for. But yeah, it's just so good to see Watkins and Duran just getting more confidence and coming back ready to play against Fulham and for the rest of this period until the next international break.
Yeah, facts, bro. I agree. I'm going to get into some comments. Michael says, good evening, Michael. Hope you've been keeping well. Thanks for the super chat, Ken. Says, welcome back. He goes, yeah, we've been away for a while, man. We thought we'd let you breathe a little bit and just come back and do a wrap-up show of what's been happening. Michael says, Duran said I should have been man of the match. I'm going to have to see this clip,
Obviously, it's Spanish. It's been translated, but yeah, that's what he was translated as to say.
Kevin says Duran's a character. The game needs more of them. Facts. Also, rest in peace, Gary Shaw. Nice turnout today. Yeah, Kevin's referring to Gary Shaw's funeral. I think they started the journey with obviously his casket from Villa Park, was it?
Yeah, it was.
I think they started from Villa Park, and obviously his former teammates, his close family. Yeah, really sad, but I do hope he did have a good send off because he's 100% worthy of it, man. Facts.
Yeah.
Michael says, yeah, rest in peace, Gary Shaw. GA, man, thanks for joining us, GA. Says, did I hear Zlatan? If you know anything about GA, Zlatan, that might be one guy that loves Zlatan more than Duran. So if Zlatan's being mentioned, like, GA is going to be around. Yeah, Adam knows my love for Ibra, man. Bro, I knew facts about Ibra from now that I never knew before because I have to see. Yeah, Ibra was cold, to be fair. Like, Ibra was... Me and you always...
Ibra was unreal. Yeah. Ibra was unreal, man.
Do you remember when they did that that transfer, though? When they paid... did they pay Inter? No, sorry. Barca sold Eto'o and gave Inter money for Zlatan. That didn't age that well, did it? Because Eto'o was arguably maybe as good as, if not better, at the time. Like,
yeah, he was instrumental in them winning the Champions League, when he and Zlatan and Pep just clashed. They didn't, they didn't get along. I didn't even think Zlatan was bad at Barca. I just think Pep wasn't having him.
Yeah, Pep and Zlatan do not get on, man. That is like
they clashed.
That's serious. So yeah, bro. Any other players you want to talk about that went out on international?
Well, yeah, Luca Dean played against. Well, it was a clash of Luca Dean versus Yuri Tillemans. Was it last night? I don't remember the days now. Yeah, I did watch the game as well. But yeah, it was 2 nights ago. 2 nights. I think it was. Yeah, as well. I think it was the Tuesday. Sorry, no, 1 night ago. I don't know. Anyway, so much has been going on, man. But yeah,
you feel like a Tuesday.
Tillemans had a good game. And I thought Luca Digne had a good game as well. Tillemans was instrumental in how he was playing for Belgium. He did obviously miss the penalty, which now brings out questions, because I thought Tillemans was one of my options for Aston Villa penalty take, and I'm not sure that's going to be the case now. Absolutely put his boot through it, man. Just levered it over the bar. Like, yeah, it was one of those. And it was a big game for him as well, because he was given the armband. He was captain of his national side. So, yeah, that wasn't great. But apart from that, he had a quality game. He ended up being the reason why Tchouaméni got sent off because he brought him down when he was through on goal. And yeah, he was just instrumental in the play for Belgium. Luca Digne ended up getting the assist for Colin Mawani, which ended up being the winner for France. And I think he had a solid performance as well. And it's interesting now Luca Digne is trying to, establish himself for France again. It's been so many years he's been away from the national side, and that's 2 games in a row he's been available. I think he's suspended for the next game, but he'll be looking to be in the squad for the next international break for sure. And we've seen Luca Digne, when Luca Digne gets the opportunity to whip a ball in, he can do so, and it was a really good ball for which Mawadi headed in. So yeah, those 2 had great international breaks. It's a shame, really. I think Pau didn't get no minutes for Spain. I know he played against Serbia, and Spain won, but I don't think he got any minutes. And Costa started for Serbia. I think he's cementing himself as Serbia's first choice right back now, which is unreal considering his age and the limited minutes he's got so far for Villa. But I think in Serbia they see him as the next big thing within the national side, and at that age to be starting and playing regularly for your country, it means you are some player, and over time you will integrate into this Villa squad and line up, I'm sure of it. And yeah, just a few others. Yeah, go on, bro.
I was going to say that was pretty much the main talking points with some of the guys under the under-21s as well. Had their little shows. Rodgers did the funniest thing. He was in the corner of the game, and I think he's wasting time. And he does like a Zidane turn to get past her. He can attack the box and pass one of his players. The guy just goes back in for more, does like a Ronaldo chop wins a foul. I was just like, this guy's bored. This guy's so bored. Like, what is he doing?
He plays with so much freedom for England under 21s. It's mad. The freedom he plays with, and he did another thing where he did in the second game when he was driving into the box. He did 2 step overs and just like backheeled like to the player who was overlapping on the outside. And it's just like, yeah, you're playing a different sport when you're playing at that level. The under 21s he done, man. That's how he was that's what he was looking like and how he was playing. So yeah, that just gives Morgan Rodgers more confidence going into the up and coming fixtures as well for us. And yeah, he's some player, and I think he will start to click even more with Villa in terms of just the final elements of his game. The more he's playing.
And
shout out Joe Gauci as well, bro, because he started both games for Australia. So I think he's taken over Matt Ryan now as a goalkeeper. Australia, yeah. So I think Joe Gauci is now Australia's number 1 because he did start the last 2 games for them in their qualifiers. So yeah, shout out Joe Gauci as well. We've got bench players who are becoming starters for their national sides, which is mad.
Yeah, you'd think Gauci would start against Palace in the cup.
Yeah, I think
that will be his competition now, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think that will be the case. Yeah.
Until we hopefully get to our final and then we just put in Martinez last minute. That's not how it goes, isn't it? I think we had that problem before where the Man City final, was it Dean Smith had to change keeper? I can't remember. But
yeah. It's mad because you see other clubs. I remember like when Liverpool and that,
Kelleher,
he plays all the way through, final included. Yeah. So yeah.
And it's paid off for him, to be fair. But
yeah, it has. He's had like unreal games in those finals. So yeah,
I think for us, when you got Martinez there, like if we were to get a final, like just no missing. Like sorry, guys,
best team win it.
You'll understand. We'll bring you on later on in the game, maybe if we're winning.
I hear it.
But yeah, man. And then shout out Ilin Jr., our player. That's not our player. That's our player. And I don't want to gas him too much in case he puts it top corner next week. But yeah, got an assist.
That's mad, isn't it? That our player is going to be playing at Villa Park for the first time, and he's not going to be playing for us. That's mad. That is. Yeah, I saw bits of his game, and that assist he got was quality. The delivery that he played in, and just confidence for him. I hope for him now that he starts getting into the Bologna side and starting games, because I know he's been coming off the bench more often than not. So he knows Serie A well. Obviously, he's spent most of his career in Serie A. So once he does get a starting position, let's hope he develops and really cements himself in that Bologna side and gets 90 minutes every week. But against us next week, just chill, relax. That we don't want to see nothing from there. So yeah, bro. Shout out to all the players, but then our return. And just a few things regarding injuries, and because we have got a number of them currently. There's news of Philogene having a recurrence of the injury he had a few weeks ago, and potentially missing the game on the weekend as well. Obviously, we had Ezri Konsa go down against United. There was hope of him potentially being available for Fulham. It might be too short, but he's hoping he is. You've got the likes of McGinn, Ramsey, Anana still out. What other developments on those players?
Yeah, bro, it's a long list right now. I won't lie. Philogene, who's just got into the team now with Bailey's absence, has got injured himself. Probably going to be a doubt this weekend. Then we've got Bailey injured himself. We don't know what the update is with him right now. Konsa will have a fitness test this week. We'll see where we are with him. Cash returned, obviously, so he's at least back with that. Trying to think about who else is out. Anana's going to be, like you said, bro. You said Anana. You said Anana, like, Anana didn't go with Belgium, so he's a doubt as well. And McGinn's probably going to miss the game. Ramsey. Like, man, it just sucks, man. Like, can we ever have a full squad?
No, it's not. This is it now. I think you expect a couple of injuries throughout a season, but having so many so soon, it's just like, it is kind of demoralising, because you want to play your best squad, you want to have the opportunity to rest players and rotate, but we just don't have that. We don't have that luxury right now, because so many players, and especially in the midfield area, there's so many players that are currently injured. Ramsey, Anana, McGinn, Kamara, who's just coming back to fitness. That's a starting midfield. Bailey as well. Those were starters last season. Obviously, Anana wasn't here, but the rest were, and JJ was injured. But if he was available, he would be starting. So it's a lot of players missing. But Unai will have a plan, and he'll be looking to create a system. And I think it will, again, potentially, it could be a big weekend where we see two strikers up top.
Do you ever think, though, that because we're always told about Unai and how intense he is and his methodology and how he wants the players to always be 100% locked in and stuff, and then I think about as well how a lot of our injuries this season are non-contact. Like, if you think of McGinn, if you think of Konsa just going down, if you think of Bailey just pulling up, if you think of Ramsey just pulling up as well. That was more accidental, the Ramsey one, because we kind of saw how he slipped a little bit. But just thinking of the examples that we do see, like, do you reckon, like, Philogene as well was like a training injury? Do you think it's a consequence of the play style? And while we get the merits of the results through the wins, through the hard works, there is that offset, that sacrifice through injuries that's going to happen?
I don't think in terms of the play style, it's in terms of how we play on a match day, no, because I think our style isn't as relentless as other teams in terms of our press. Our press is more controlled. We press at certain points. We don't full press often. And the way we play defensively as well is we play a bit deeper than we used to last season. We don't play as high anymore. We play deeper. So we kind of play off the ball in a deeper shape as well as pressing less. So I don't think we're as intense as other teams within the league where they've had less injuries, but that's a reason for us having more now. I don't think that's the case as such. Training, we don't know. We don't know the intensity of training. I think there's a lot of tactical elements within that. So if you're undertaking tactical training, I think a lot of it will be standing still or just, walking into positioning before doing it at full pace. So I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where it's just an occurrence of injuries, man. It's our time. I know we had it last season, but I think it's just the case again, and we have to cope with it. Obviously, the intensity of the Champions League games is at a high level now. We've only had 2, but it is at a high level. And yeah, every Premier League game's huge now because we're trying to replicate what we did last season, and that may be that additional effort that the players are putting in because we're trying to be that team that qualifies again in the Champions League, finishes in those top 4 positions, and we were the team last season that accomplished that, albeit with a limited squad in comparison to the top sides within the league.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, especially the play style point. I agree with what you're saying as well with like the intensity of the Champions League games. Like, I don't know about you, but I felt like I was on the pitch during that Bayern game. Like, you feel the intensity.
I was exhausted, bro.
Bro, I've never left the football game like so tired, like
Yeah.
mentally though, like being on edge that much and just taking in every like action on the
Sweat
pitch.
pouring.
Like, bro,
Yeah, it's mad.
even the next day, I was just like, like getting my breath back and that. So that's going to be interesting to see how we deal with that as well, because the intensity was nothing like that in the Conference League.
Nah, for sure. And again, it's just the whole build up, the anticipation, the level we're playing at. You know, we've got big games coming up in that competition as well. Hosting Juventus, Bologna will be no easy game at all. Hosting Celtic, and then some, you know, decent away games as well. And trying to compete in that front, compete in the league, and then seeing how far we can go in the cups as well. It's a lot of football. And as I said, bro, we've got more of our players now play international football, so they're not getting those 2 weeks off as rest. They're going to their countries and playing for their countries as well. When they are available, and that comes with being a good side and having good players. It means that their countries will call upon them to represent them. So yeah, it's just more football in that case.
Yeah, facts, bro. I think that we've covered then most of the international guys, the injuries. One thing that I was gonna say as well, though, Booba. I don't know if we've done a podcast since they've played. We might have done a podcast actually, but Booba returning to the game against Newcastle. Did we touch on that on Manchester United pod?
No, but
because they played the Saturday, didn't they? They played the day before. But I don't think we'd seen footage. But like, there's been footage that's come out now, and bro, Booba was like moving the ball across the pitch. He looked decent. His touch looked okay. So he's in training again. Mings on Instagram today posting finally like the wait's over, like paraphrasing, and time to get it done now. Like, is Mings going to be back this weekend? Like, are we getting couple guys back that have had long-term injuries?
Yeah, for sure. That'll be huge, and I think they'll get the same treatment as Emi Buendia in terms of integration. They won't be playing. It'd be amazing to see him part of the squad in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
but
I think
there'll
Kamara
be no
might.
expectations.
I think Mings might be more
Yeah,
patient.
I agree.
Kamara might, you know, if Anana's out as well, I think you know, I was going to be tempted, you know.
Yeah, I know, yeah, isn't it? Maybe we'll be limited in that area. It'd be what Yuri and Barkley, the only real available players to play in the centre of the pitch. But yeah, it's massive having those two guys back. I don't know if you've seen Mings' interview on the Fozcast and the way he discussed it. He went into really good details about how he's been coping, the processing of recovery, how he kind of alienated himself for a number of months from Villa because, you know, he wanted to concentrate on his recovery. And I get it from his perspective because we were doing so well and he wasn't a part of it. He wanted to distance himself away from that. He did come to games, obviously, but he spent a period of time where he's away. He went to America. I think he went to Dubai as well. So, yeah, I get that and the pain and suffering he's had to go through. I mean, his injury overlapped Emi's and Kamara's and Boubacar. So he said the initial period, the start of it, I was, you know, chilling with Emi all the time because he was recovering at the same time as me. But then Emi recovered so much quicker than he did, and he had to have additional surgeries as well. That his time overlapped into Bubba when Bubba was out injured, and he spent like the second half of his recovery with Kamara. And he even mentioned that Kamara was like, I don't get how you've managed to do it for this long, and you know, be away from the game. So it's massive for both of them, but especially Mings, man, because it's become up to 15 months since he hasn't played football. And the way he came across really open-minded about, you know, his prospects. He said, obviously there's fantastic defenders ahead of him. He wants to play, but he knows he has to be at that level that he was before he got injured, and he recognises that. You know, he doesn't want the manager to not pick him if he's not at that level. Do you know what I mean? If he's not fully recovered and he's able to play to the level that he was before he was injured, because we remember the clean sheets we were keeping, the way he was playing. He was one of our better performers in that period under Uno when he first came in, and we got Conference League football. So yeah, Mings is fully aware, and I think he's fully a part of, you know, the process of I'll take my time, make sure I'm ready, make sure I'm at the level, so then I can come in and perform and show again what we all know and how good he is.
Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. It's gonna be good to get him back, man. Gonna be good to get him back. My profile picture might be relevant again.
You might, yeah. The trim's a bit different, but yeah, it is still. Yeah.
Like he's in a Castore outfit here, man. Like we need him in that new Adidas.
Facts. Yeah, it'd be amazing when those two return. It'll be mad, and the reception both will get will be nuts, man.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Anyway, bro, anything else on the cover?
I wanted to just ask some quick fire questions to you about the season so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is: as things stand, where do you think we're finishing come the end of the season?
I'm gonna go. I think we'll finish fifth, but I think Champions League will go to fifth this year.
Alright, cool.
So I think we'll get Champions League.
Who's your player of the season so far?
Yuri Tillemans.
And who's our most underrated player right now?
Underrated. Rated. I think it's Pau Torres still. I don't think he's rated as high.
I agree. I seen someone the other day say he's not a top defender. I was just like, what does that mean?
I don't think that's in the Villa fans. I think that's just in the league and fans that further afar. I don't think Pau Torres is anywhere near the level he should be rated at.
Yeah, facts. Like happy to keep it that way, but also like he deserves some flowers at this point. Like what he did against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, incredible. That was just his stage, and you can tell like he'd been here before. He's gone to semi-finals with Villarreal. He's won the Europa League, and he just looked at that level like it was normal to him, and the way he performed was incredible.
Yeah. Kevin says Digne is underrated. What do you think of that?
I think Digne is fairly rated. I don't think Digne is underrated.
Kevin ain't gonna like me. I actually think he's overrated by the fan base at this point, just a little bit, because I think defensively he's improved this season. Actually, like defensively he's actually been really good, like tracking back, getting his tackles in. Sometimes can let players get past him. Like Arsenal game, we've seen like a couple times Saka got in behind him, but Saka can do that to anyone. I think offensively though, I'm still not fully convinced. I think when he has time to cross the ball, like we've seen, like he's good. But when you just think of like modern fullbacks, when they get the ball further up, how they can link up play, how they can move quicker, how they can beat a man with their pace. Like, I think if Maatsen does make the spot his own, I think eventually over time we'll be like, why was we missing out on this type of play so long? That's personally how I think it's going to go.
Yeah, I don't think Maatsen's done enough yet, to be honest.
I agree as well. Like the Bayern Munich pass, he had to pass. Like the Bayern Munich game, he skied it over the bar. He should have passed.
In recent times, I don't think Maatsen's had the best games.
Nah, but I think if you look at his underlying numbers, like his expected assists and that, like it's quite decent for the limited 13-minute stuff he gets. I think with Maatsen, it's a case of if Emery doesn't trust him yet to start, which is fair enough, he watches the training. I also think maybe bring him on when Duran comes on as well, like 30-minute cameos, like the West Ham game where he got the assist or the pre-assist. Like I feel, what do you reckon?
Good cameos. He had good cameo against Everton as well.
Yeah,
he was really good. He was getting in behind and putting in dangerous balls. I think.
What do you think? Though, like the 13 minutes, is it enough to?
I think it's game state dependent. I think Maatsen's time will come. I think his time will come, and I don't know. It's tough here because I do think Digne has played well defensively. I think he's been really good defensively. I understand your comments regarding his actions in the final third, but is there that defensive stability then when Maatsen's on the pitch? I'm not so sure as yet, and I think it might take a bit more time to fully integrate him, and he'll be starting once he understands that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised you haven't seen him rotated. Like Maatsen starting like a couple games after the champion, like after the Bayern game, especially. I thought Digne putting a shift that game was going to be exhausted, but yeah, kept his place for the United game again. I think it's a trust thing, isn't it? It's a trust thing. But when you look at the fee that we paid for Maatsen, I know it was inflated because of the FFP stuff as well. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see like how much Emery actually like fully wanted wanted him. I don't know, like, or do you see different things in training that might have thought, oh, maybe he's not at
no,
the level
I
he wanted yet?
think Emery did fully want him. I think that even though Amari Kellerman was involved in that deal, I think that was more a case of Villa wanting Maatsen than Chelsea.
Maybe,
yeah.
It's interesting, though, man. It's good to have options. Like, look at the Barkley and Onana thing as well. Like, that's a little competition thing that's been going on this season, where we've seen Barkley come off the bench. You have the Watkins and Duran thing. Like, I know they've played together in the last game, but there's a little competition there as well with that spot. So it's good, man.
Think how much competition there would be if there's availability like now.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, man.
It'd be mad.
Kevin says, I'd have Maatsen over Dean all day long, but I appreciate Dean has done well. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But that wasn't really getting on to you. That was just more my opinion on. I just felt he was a bit overrated at this point. Like, some of the things that I was seeing, like best left back in Europe and stuff like that. Like, I don't think Dean's there, but defensively, 100%, I think he's like improved. And as you said, he can whip in a ball when he has the space too. Like the cross for Munyani, the cross for Watkins against Everton at home. Like, that was really good.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Yeah.
Is there any more comments?
Nah, that's all the comments, bro.
That's it. Right then. Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there then. Thanks for joining, bro. Thank you for watching. As we say, if you could like, subscribe, and share the video and comment your thoughts regarding everything that's been going on with Villa. We'll be doing a match preview for the Fulham game tomorrow, so look out for that. And bro, yeah, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, enjoyed it, bro. Thank you guys for interacting with us as well. Yeah, it's been a great show to do, and we'll catch you on the next one. We'll probably have a Fulham preview now, yeah, coming this week.
Yeah, I just said, bro. Yeah, we'll have one tomorrow.
Okay, cool, bro. All right, up the Villa, and see you on the next one.
In a bit.